Good morning, children, and welcome to all of you in online classes. Dear students, we are discussing the third poem of Flamingo book, and the name of poem is Keeping Quiet, which is composed by Pablo Neruda, one of the renowned poet and writers of English literature, who was born in 1904 at Chile and got Nobel Prize also for his excellent contribution in the field of literature. Dear students, in previous videos I have told you the versatility and quality of Pablo Neruda, that he used to write the poems, especially this poem Keeping Quiet, that is the peace poem. This poem he has written on the issue of introspection and self-analysis. Dear students, yesterday we discussed the first part of the poem. In that, poet appeals to all the creed, caste, religion, race, nations, people of the earth to maintain silence, to not speak anything, and what will happen after that we discussed yesterday in the first part. Dear students, today I want to tell you the next part, or what is I am reading the further lines, and after that I will explain. कि fishermen in the cold sea would not harm whales, and the man gathering salt would look at his hurt hands. Those who prepare green wars with gas, wars with fire, victory with no survivors, and walk about with their brothers in the shade doing nothing. What I want should not be confused with total inactivity. Life is what it is about. I want no truck with death. Dear students, in this second part of the poem, poet Pablo Neruda says that we human beings are indulged and engaged in different activities, either in deforestation or in mining or in many activities which are actually against our environment, which are really against the ecosystem of our earth. Poet here wants to tell us by giving some examples that the fishermen or the woodcutter or those who are engaged in cutting the trees They never think what harm they are doing with the nature and with the environment. Because at the time when they are cutting the trees, their aim is only to earn money and to fill their pocket. In the same way, dear children, the fishermen, those who used to catch the fishes in the sea, they never think what they are doing with the nature and with the ecosystem, what injustice they are doing. They don't know that due to continuous killing of whales or fishes, there will be a lot of problems in our sea, in our ecosystem, in the marine life, but they are unaware about that because they are selfish and money minded, and they don't have time to think over their deeds and its consequences. So they are always busy in that. Poet here wants to say that during this appeal, during this break, during this unusual hour, unusual situation, surprising situation, the fisherman will think over his over their deeds. How much injustice he is doing with the nature. Or he may change his approach, he may change his behavior after introspection, after the self-analysis. He gives next example and further example of salt maker. Those who are gathering salt in the cold sea near the poles, their aim is to make salt and to earn money. They are indulged and engaged in that salt making activity from early in the morning to late evening. They don't have time to think and to understand and to know about the consequences of their deeds. They don't know how much injustice they are doing with their precious organs of the body. As they, dear children, as they work continuously in salty water, due to that their heart, hands and legs are hurt, injured. But they don't have time to see their hurt hands. Many cracks have been made. But they don't have time to see their damaged and hurt and injured hands. Because they are engaged in making salts by boiling seawater. But during this break, during the appeal of the poet, those salt gatherers, those salt makers, they will also think, they will also get the time to see their hurt hands. They may also take some precautions that this break can give the benefit to them also. This break and this appeal can give the time to them to think. As the fishermen will get the time, in the same way the salt gatherers, they will also get the time. The poet further gives the example, and next example, and very important example he gives, of war promoters. Those who are of war minded, those who believe in battle, those who believe in violence. Such mentality people will also get the chance, and they will also stop their planning during the appeal of the poet, or they will sit together. Such war minded people, such violent nature people, they will also get the time. They will sit together, because the war which they are going to fight, that war is against that is the green war against environment, war against the beauty of nature, war against the beauty of our earth, or the war which they are promoting and thinking and planning. This war they are going to fight not in a simple way, but they are going to fight with gases, poisonous gases, or means with the help of nuclear weapons and with the help of atomic weapons, war with fires. Or we know that when in the wars by such promoters, such dangerous and disastrous and weapons are used, atomic weapons are used, it not only damages the life of human being, it also damages the property, it damages our environment, it affects environment to loss of life and loss of property and loss of environment, because dangerous weapons they are using to get victory in war. After killing thousands and thousands people, they are going to get the victory. To such war-minded people, dear children, they will also get the chance to think, to sit together. They will stop their planning, or they will put on their clothes, they will wear, or they will sit under the trees, and they will walk with their brothers, means other war-minded people. Or finally, dear children, they will realize that the war which they are going to fight, in that war thousands and thousands people's life will be affected. Thousands and thousands people will lose their life. Or during this break, during this appeal, they will realize, or they will also realize at the same time, what is the victory of that war, in which if nobody will be left alive. If after killing thousands and thousands of the people, they are getting victory in that war, so what is the meaning and benefit and of that victory? So during this break, such war-minded people will think, or their mentality, their mind can be changed. after realizing their mistakes, after knowing that how much injustice they are doing with the nature, with the humanity, with the environment, they can change. The salt maker can also change his way of working. The fisherman may also change his way of working. So there will be benefit of this appeal of poet, that people will introspect, people will think over the consequences of their deeds, or they may change their pattern of working, their way of working, or that can be beneficial for our environment and for humanity. Because poets' appeal is to spread the peace, to spread brotherhood, to spread to promote the good things in our nature, among the human beings. So this is all about, dear children, of the second part. I hope you have understood the second part also, with the 3 examples: fisherman, salt maker, and war promoters. Thank you, dear children.